I think some families have within their DNA, within just the way they think about themselves and the world, a sense that they are here to certainly carry out their interests, build their families, do their work, but they're also here to make the world a better place.
My grandparents live across the street, and whenever we came and visited my grandmother, we'd take tours of the attic. We'd try to understand a little bit about the history, because the company surrounded the house, and other houses certainly within Dalton were part of the fabric of the family, of the business, of the history of the area. And slowly, I think, as I grew, became aware that Crane & Company had a pretty big footprint in town.
People like to talk about the world of currency and banknotes, and my dad always said, as you travel around the world, you can pull out a dollar bill and have a little piece of Dalton in your pocket and remind you of home.
Crane & Company itself, the company, is a very philanthropic enterprise and has been a major donor in Dalton and the Hill Towns, and has collaborated with a lot of other institutions over the years. So there's just a tradition of individual and corporate giving that has been ongoing for well over 100 years.
But if you go to our stationery factory or our currency mill and run into an employee, frequently their parents will have worked here, their grandparents will have worked here, their great-grandparents will have worked here. So as a family business, the strength of it comes from all the families that have taken part in building the company over the years.
The interconnection of social capital, the power of social capital, is very strong in New England. And so the idea that the managers, the owners of a company, would care about the well-being of their workers and their families would make sense, because this isn't a huge, ever-replenishing population base. So it would be very natural to be concerned about the well-being of your employees and the education of their children, and the way that they spent their weekends. So the CRA, the Boys Club, it would be a natural extension of a very, you could say paternalistic or maternalistic, but a very wise leadership of a corporation.
Certainly one of the key elements that has enabled us to be successful is the strong relationship between the people who work here and the people that own the business. And I think that's true from the very start. And the importance that the ownership has placed on employees and the strength of that relationship has been key to long-term success for us.
Zenas Crane was the founder of what was the Boys Club in the old days, and now Boys and Girls Club. But that's an organization I've been very closely connected with. I've been on the board for many years and have been treasurer, and it's one of the real benefits to the community, and that was a legacy of Zenas Crane and the Crane family.
And I remember going to the Berkshire Museum as a kid and seeing a lot of the things that I might have run across in the attic of my grandparents' house.
Probably a great summary is on exhibit at the Berkshire Museum with the Feigenbaum Hall of Innovation.
Well, one of the really fun exhibits for me last year was the Perry exhibit, and being able to see my relatives, Zenas Crane and his son, standing with Admiral Perry, and understanding the value of what a contribution in the early 20th century made to the exploration. And then to be able to take a lot of the artifacts and history from that exploration and have it here and live in Pittsfield was remarkable, and to connect the dots was really valuable for me. And the 110th anniversary of the museum, combined with this award, combined with a lot of the things that we see in the museum if you go there every day, really ties a lot of it together.
Berkshire Award is a tremendous idea, and to recognize individuals within the community, such as Tom Smith and the CATA organization, both of whom I've seen in action, and they're wonderful participants and big part of the community in making it a better place.
I'm personally delighted that the Berkshire Award was created by the museum, and feel very honored that the Cranes, along with others, are being recognized for their contributions.
My understanding is that this award is to inspire the community about good that has been done in the community. And the Crane family and all of its extended branches, I think, are just an inspirational model, not just for us here in the Berkshires, but anywhere.